Hi and welcome to my new relaxed stretch routine. Today we're going to focus on neck, shoulders and hip flexors because these are areas that most of us get pretty stiff and always deserve some love. If you'd like some more instructions on how to stretch and how to breathe in this kind of relaxed stretching, go to my 30 days relaxed stretching videos because in the introduction there is a thorough and detailed description of everything. So let's get started. First, get into a standing position and perform 3 circles with your neck in one direction. Finish up and switch sides. At the end of your third circle, bring your hands behind your head. When you inhale, you're going to look up, arch your back and pull your elbows behind you. When you exhale, you're going to round, bring your elbows forward and tuck your chin to your chest. Switch between these two positions, synchronizing your breath with your movement. Finish up your last repetition and then perform 5 backward circles with your arms. And after those, you perform 5 forward circles with your arms. After your last circle, open your feet into a straddle. You're going to try and touch the outside of one foot, rotating down, then switch to the other side. If you can't touch the outside of your foot, you can just touch the outside of your shin. Finish up your straddle rotations and turn your feet out for plie squats. We're going to do 5 repetitions here. Try to keep pushing your knees out to the side and sit your hips down as much as you can. On your 5th repetition, stay down and put your hands on your knees so you can push your legs open even wider. Next, turn to one side and look behind you. Release the twist and go into the other side. Release the twist and come out of your plie squat. Open your stance even wider for Cossack squats. Try to keep your upper body as upright as you can, keep both feet flat on the ground, and then try to touch the floor with your fingertips. If you cannot touch the floor with your fingertips yet, that's fine, just try to go as deep as you can. Finish up your Cossack squats and get back into a standing position with your feet together. Bring your hands behind your head again and perform oblique crunches on one side. Perform one last rep and then switch sides. Finish up your last rep and then get to the end of your mat for rolling down your spine vertebrae by vertebrae, walking forward into a plank. From the plank, gently arch into a seal stretch before you push back into a plank and walk your hands towards your feet, rolling back up vertebrae by vertebrae to standing. Repeat this, and the modification is bending your knees as you roll down and going down onto your belly for doing a cobra instead of a seal stretch. Push back and then walk your hands back, roll back up to standing, and repeat a few more times. Finish up your last rep and get into a standing position. Reach one arm up and use your other hand to pull your elbow into a stretch. Make sure you're not arching your back but engaging your core and pulling your ribs down before you bend to the side as you stretch your shoulder. And release the side bend. Switch arms and do the other side. Release your side bend and then next cross one arm in front of your body to give your shoulder a stretch. Release and switch sides. Release the stretch on this side and then step to a wall for stretching out your chest. Bring your elbow to shoulder height and then turn away from that side so your chest is being stretched. You can also turn your neck and look away from the stretched side so the sensation is intensified. Release the stretch and change sides. Release the stretch and stay at the wall. Place your hands above your head, shoulder width apart, arms are straight, and then you're going to try to tuck your abs in, pull your ribs down, and stretch out your shoulders with a flat back and tight core. Next up, release your abs, arch your back, keep your hands and shoulders in the same position, but you might need to step your feet in closer. Look at your hands, but if this doesn't feel good on your neck, you can also keep your head straight. Now slowly release the arch and get back into a standing position. Next up, you're going to interlace your fingers behind your back. This time, try to keep your legs straight even if you're a beginner. Hinge from your hips, stay with a flat back, stretch your shoulders by pulling them away from your body, and only when you're in your deepest flat back position, elongate your spine and round it down towards the ground. Your arms are still pulling your shoulders into a deeper stretch. Now release your shoulder stretch, but stay in a forward bend. Bring your hands to the ground. Now, if you're a beginner, bend your legs to do that, and then from there you're going to step into a downward facing dog. In the downward facing dog, you can start by bending one knee and straightening the other leg to do little steps in one place. Finish up your little steps and just hold downward facing dog, making sure you're not collapsing in the shoulders, but keeping them strong and engaged. Release down dog and get on your knees. Step one foot forward into a short lunge. Make sure you're keeping your pelvis tucked, so you bring your pubic bone towards your chin. Bring your hands next to your front foot, and then keep on pushing your hip towards the ground, keeping that lower belly engagement. This is a nice stretch for your hip flexors. Now tuck the toes of your back leg under and try to completely straighten out that back leg. Release the knee back to the ground and bring your body into an upright position. Again, make sure that your tailbone is tucked. Then the same side that your hip flexor is being stretched, reach your arm up and then stretch away, lengthening your side body. Release the stretch and then get into a short lunge on your other side. Make sure you're pulling your pubic bone towards your chin, and then the first stretch is placing your hands next to your front foot. Tuck your toes under and straighten out the back leg. Bring your back knee down and get into an upright position, just making sure again that you're tucking your tailbone under. On the side that your hip flexor is being stretched, reach your arm up and lean away, getting into this side body stretch. Release the stretch. For the next position, you're going to need cushioning under your knee and maybe even some cushioning for your foot that is pressing against the wall. Feel free to pause the video to grab all the things you need. Now get into a short lunge with your back foot going up against the wall. If you're a beginner or have really stiff quads, keep your knee a foot length away from the wall, but if you have open quads, you can bring your knee pretty close or even touching the wall. And again, tuck your tailbone under by pulling your pubic bone towards your chin, so the stretch really targets your quadriceps and hip flexors. I recommend every now and then to check that you haven't lost your pelvis tuck. Now slowly release and change sides. And I'm reminding you again to tuck your pelvis under for this stretch. Release the stretch. Get rid of the pillow and come into a comfortable seated position because we're going to stretch at our necks. I want you to find 3 different directions of your neck that need to be stretched the most. So you don't necessarily have to do the variations I am doing. Find your first position on one side. I am just pulling straight to the side in this one. Gently release and do the same position on the other side of your neck. Release and go back to the first side of your neck to find a second direction that you want to stretch it in. Personally, I love sort of twisting and looking up as I gently pull to the side. And release Do the same stretch on the other side of your neck. And release, going back to the first side of your neck, finding a third point. Personally, I love stretching my neck diagonally forwards. Release and do the same stretch on the other side. And release. Congratulations for stretching. If you like this routine, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel for more. Bye!